Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to make some lovely buck meat. I've got a kilo of buck meat, of which I'm going to show you first how to marinate the buck meat, because buck meat usually don't have a lot of fat, and we're going to put in a lot of flavors in the marinade, which is going to make the buck meat taste very nice. I have a kilo of buck meat, of which I cut and washed and drained off. This buck meat was given to me from my niece Hazel. You must know Hazel very well. Okay, for my marinade, I have Worcestershire sauce, of which I'm going to use a tablespoon. Then I have a teaspoon of barbecue spice and a teaspoon of chopped spice. To accompany it, I have half a cup of oil and just about 3/4 cup of sour milk, but you can go with half or one. And then I have a teaspoon of saumph and a teaspoon of dhania seed that I'm going to fry out and grind it finely. Then I have fresh ginger and about 8 cloves of garlic with a fresh thyme and some curry leaf, which I'm going to grind all together. I'm going to start with my dhania and saumph. I'm going to fry this out to grind. It will take about 2 to 3 minutes to fry out. Okay, my dhania seed and my saumph has fried out, so I'm going to grind this to a fine masala type. Okay, this has ground out, and now I'm going to use my wet ingredients. I've got about 2 thumbs of ginger. You can see that I didn't peel it off, because I normally wash and dry, and this is how I use my ginger, with the peel. And why I like grinding all these ingredients fresh, usually we don't do this for our lamb meat, but because the buck is a gamey meat, so we're going to put in a lot of our fresh ingredients to it. And we don't usually prepare buck meat very often, like how we prepare our lamb meat. It is a speciality. Now I ground all this together, and now I'm going to start to show you how I'm going to marinate the meat. You can usually do this and leave it overnight in your fridge, where all the marinade will seep into the meat. But I'm going to leave it for about 2 hours. And it's going to be cooked on very low steam, because being a tough, this is 1 tablespoon. Maybe we'll add another 2 tablespoons. That's enough. In go my spices. And half a cup of oil. And my sour milk. I'm going to give it a very good mix and cover it for 2 to 3 hours. And then I will start with the braising of it. Okay, this is how it looks after the marinade, of which I'm going to cover and start preparing for the curry. Today I'm going to prepare my curry nice and spicy, hot and a dry finish curry. But it's left entirely to you if you want to add in some gadra or potato. The choice is yours. I've got here large onions that roughly chopped. To go together, I've got half a cup of oil, and then I've got 2 nice big sticks of cinnamon stick, bay leaf, and about 4 elaichi, and I'm using a teaspoon of rough salt, but you can taste your salt. For my masalas, I have a teaspoon of pure chili powder that will bring out the heat, and the 1 teaspoon of hurdee to bring out color, and 2 tablespoons of my mixed masala, of which it has its own curry leaf in, and I'm ready for the braising. So I already added my ginger garlic to my marinade, so I am not going to use any in my curry. I've got my pot on moderate heat. I'm going to add in my half a cup of oil. I must also remember I have oil in my marinade. Put in my onions to fry. I'll allow this to fry out just a little bit. My onions are gone halfway through, so I'm going to put in my cinnamon stick, the bay leaf, and I also have a little bit of the star, elaichi. I didn't make mention about the star, sorry. Allow this to fry for a few more minutes. Now I'll add in my masalas. Let this to cook for a few minutes. Now my masala is cooked. I add in my meat. Drop in all the marinade. Quickly wash my hand. Before mixing it, I'm going to add in my salt so it seeps through the meat, seeps into the meat. I give it a very good stir. It's all coated in the masalas, and then I will decrease my heat to very low, and then cover the pot and allow this to cook on very low steam. but I'll keep checking. Okay, today to accompany my food, I am making some lovely fresh sambals to go with the food. So I've got 4 very ripe tomatoes cut finely, and I got alpha onions diced finely, and some spring onions, some dhania, and I've got green chilies to add on. And thereafter I'm going to use a pinch of sugar, and I've got salt and pepper. Also I'm going to use about a tablespoon of vinegar. So into my tomatoes I'm going to crush in some nice salt into it, and a dash of black pepper, and then in go my sugar. That's a pinch of sugar. And I cut in my chilies, green chilies. And then my dhania, my spring onions, and my onions. So I mix this all together. Now I'm going to add in my tablespoon of vinegar and give it a good mix. And this is my sambals made. My meat has been cooking for about 45 minutes and it dried up, and feeding the meat is still tough. So I'm going to add in a cup of boiled water to it and allow it to cook for another half an hour on very low heat. Okay, now my meat is cooking done. This curry took almost 2 hours on a very low heat. And now I'm ready to garnish. I have some fresh dhania, some mint, and some spring onions. I'll garnish my curry with and switch off my stove. It's ready for serving. Here you go, your lovely buck curry accompanied with some lovely freshly made sambals and rice. A wonderful meal to dig in, enjoy.